Have you ever felt an unbreakable connection with someone, only to watch them pull away as if the bond meant nothing? The twin flame journey is one of the most profound and transformative experiences a soul can go through. It is not just about love, it is about deep personal growth, healing, and shedding past versions of oneself to align with the soul's true purpose. However, this journey is rarely easy. It is filled with challenges, periods of separation, and the emotional pain of misunderstandings, misaligned energies, and unresolved wounds. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of this connection is when the divine masculine withdraws, distances himself, or even outright rejects the divine feminine. He may become emotionally unavailable, ignore her completely, or choose karmic relationships over the sacred twin flame bond. For the divine feminine, this experience can be devastating, leaving her feeling abandoned and confused. Why would someone who shares such a deep connection act cold and distant? Why would they push away the one person who understands them the most? Why would they reject something so rare and powerful? These questions can linger in the heart for what feels like an eternity, creating a cycle of emotional pain and longing. Yet, the turning point in the twin flame journey often comes when the divine masculine realizes the weight of his choices. When the depth of the connection finally becomes clear to him, regret sets in. However, this regret is not always immediate, nor is it always expressed in obvious ways. It takes time for him to process his emotions and fully understand the significance of what he has lost. During this period, he experiences inner conflict, self-reflection, and, in some cases, complete denial before he finally confronts his feelings. If you've ever wondered whether your divine masculine regrets his actions, there are specific signs that indicate his inner turmoil. These signs go beyond just words or gestures. They appear in subtle energy shifts, subconscious behaviors, and the way his soul reaches out to you even when he is not physically present. One of the biggest indicators of regret is when the divine masculine suddenly becomes silent or withdrawn. While it may seem like he has moved on, the truth is often the opposite. When someone is truly unbothered, they continue living as usual. However, when regret starts creeping in, it leads to deep contemplation and isolation. Unlike the divine feminine, who often expresses emotions outwardly, the divine masculine tends to internalize his pain. Instead of acknowledging his emotions, he withdraws from social interactions, avoids family and friends, and spends a lot of time alone. This period of withdrawal is significant because it is when he starts reflecting on his past choices and the pain he has caused. In some cases, he may even avoid speaking about you to others. If mutual friends or family members bring up your name, he might change the subjects, become visibly uncomfortable, or offer a vague response. This avoidance is not because he does not care. It is because thinking about you brings up emotions he is not yet ready to face. Shame and guilt begin to take hold, making it difficult for him to process his actions. If he suddenly becomes quieter, posts less on social media, or even deletes old posts and photos, it is likely that he is struggling with deep regret. However, regret does not always appear as sadness and longing. Sometimes, it leads to avoidance and escapism. The divine masculine may attempt to numb his emotions through distractions, unhealthy coping mechanisms, or external validation. He might immerse himself in work, drink excessively, party often, or engage in shallow relationships that lack emotional depth. To the outside world, it may seem like he is enjoying life, but deep down, he is running from his feelings. The twin flame connection is so intense that when regret sets in, it can feel overwhelming. Instead of facing his emotions, he might do everything in his power to suppress them. No matter how much he tries to distract himself, the connection remains. The more he pushes it away, the stronger the emotions become. Some divine masculines might seek temporary validation from others, entering relationships that serve only as a distraction. But deep inside, they know that no one can replace the twin flame bond. These external distractions are often a cover for their inner turmoil, a way to avoid facing the reality of their choices. As regret intensifies, the divine masculine may start feeling the urge to reconnect, but fear, ego, and shame hold him back from reaching out directly. Instead of openly expressing his feelings, he takes small, hesitant steps to see if you are still open to communication. These subtle efforts might include liking or watching your social media posts after months of silence, sending casual messages that serve no real purpose, or asking mutual friends about you without directly reaching out. He may also post content that hints at his emotions, hoping you will notice. At first glance, these actions may seem insignificant, but they hold a deeper meaning. The divine masculine is struggling with his emotions. He regrets how things ended, but is too afraid of rejection to take bolder steps. If you notice these signs, trust your intuition. Ask yourself whether he is reaching out because he is truly ready to heal and reconnect, or if he is simply seeking reassurance to ease his guilt. While it is okay to acknowledge his efforts, you should not feel pressured to respond immediately or provide him with the comfort of knowing that you are still waiting. Protect your energy and focus on what feels right for you. One of the strongest indicators of regret is when the divine masculine finally acknowledges his mistakes. This does not always come in the form of a direct apology, but rather in small ways that reveal he has been reflecting. Since many divine masculines struggle with vulnerability, they may not openly express their emotions, but they might drop subtle hints about their regrets. You might hear statements like, "I didn't realize what I had until it was gone," showing that they now recognize your value and regret taking you for granted. Another common phrase is, "I wasn't in the right headspace before," which suggests that their actions were influenced by personal struggles, immaturity, or fear, rather than a lack of love. Some may even admit, "I pushed you away because I was scared," revealing that their avoidance was not due to a lack of feelings, but rather their own fears and insecurities. Even if they do not explicitly say, "I regret hurting you," their words, tone, and behavior will reflect an internal conflict. You may notice that they become softer in their communication, more honest in their conversations, or even make an effort to explain their past actions. Beyond words, their behavior may also change. They might start checking in more often, making an effort to be supportive, or even correcting past behaviors that once caused pain. These shifts, though small, indicate that they are processing their emotions and beginning to understand the depth of their connection with you. The twin flame journey is about growth and transformation for both souls. Regret can be a powerful catalyst for change, but the divine masculine must fully process his emotions before he can show up in the way you deserve. Whether or not he eventually reaches out in a meaningful way, his regret is real, and it plays a crucial role in his personal evolution. However, instead of waiting for him to realize his mistakes, the divine feminine must focus on her own healing and self-growth. The twin flame connection is not just about reunion. It is about becoming the highest version of oneself. When both souls have done the necessary inner work, the universe will align them in divine timing. They may begin to take responsibility for their healing by seeking therapy, working on personal growth, or making choices that align with a healthier version of themselves. This stage is often a significant turning point, signaling that they are no longer in denial about their emotions and are beginning to fully comprehend the depth of your connection. However, simply admitting their mistakes does not mean they are fully prepared for reunion. Healing is a process that takes time, and acknowledgement is merely the first step. If your divine masculine starts expressing regret, it is important to allow them to take full accountability without immediately rushing back into the relationship. Pay close attention to their actions rather than just their words, as true transformation is demonstrated through consistent behavioral change, not temporary feelings of guilt. Your role is not to fix or rescue them, but to focus on your own growth while they navigate their own path. If you are meant to come together again, it will happen naturally when both of you have reached a state of true readiness. One of the most profound aspects of the twin flame connection is its mirroring effect. The bond between twin flames is deeply energetic, meaning that any shifts within you will naturally be reflected in your counterpart. This is not a deliberate or conscious effort on their part, but rather a natural consequence of your spiritual connection. When one twin undergoes personal growth and healing, the other is energetically encouraged to do the same. If you have been actively focusing on your self-improvement, stepping into your personal power, and cultivating happiness from within, your divine masculine will begin to sense this energetic shift. They may not fully understand why, but they will start feeling an inner urge to reflect on their own life, their past behaviors, and their personal choices. This process often sparks their own journey of self-improvement, even if it begins with small and subtle changes. Regret plays a major role in this transformative process. When they genuinely recognize the significance of what they have lost, they are compelled to confront their own behaviors, shortcomings, and unresolved emotional wounds. This moment of realization often triggers deep introspection, leading them to question their past decisions, analyze their patterns, and understand the factors that have been holding them back from personal and emotional growth. During this phase, they may begin making changes, not simply because they miss you, but because they are being spiritually guided to evolve into their highest selves. You might start noticing subtle signs that they are working on themselves, such as seeking therapy, engaging in meditation, or developing a habit of self-reflection. They may attempt to break free from toxic habits, release limiting beliefs, or shift their lifestyle choices in ways that align more closely with their true spiritual essence. These transformations are not merely attempts to win you back, or rather, they are efforts to align with the higher energy of your connection and to step into a more authentic version of themselves. An interesting phenomenon that often accompanies this phase is how your divine masculine may begin to mirror the specific areas in which you have grown. If you have been focusing on setting firm boundaries, they may start learning to do the same in their own relationships. If you have been practicing self-love and self-acceptance, they may start recognizing their own worth and developing a healthier self-image. This is because your personal journey inspires theirs. Even if there is no direct communication between you, the universe is orchestrating this process, guiding both of you toward healing and self-actualization. As one twin flame ascends, the other is naturally encouraged to rise as well. However, it is crucial to remember that growth is an individual and deeply personal journey. Just because they are mirroring your progress does not mean they are immediately ready for union. Their evolution must unfold at their own pace, and they must go through their own lessons without external pressure or intervention. The best approach you can take is to continue focusing on yourself. The more you embrace your own personal and spiritual power, the more you will naturally inspire them to do the same. Trust in the process, have patience, and allow things to unfold in divine timing. Regret is a powerful emotion, but it is also a sign of awakening. When your divine masculine begins to fully comprehend the weight of their past actions and their consequences, it is not merely about missing you. It is about confronting the truth they once avoided. This journey is not just about romantic reconciliation. It is about deep, soul-level transformation. Regret often serves as the catalyst for this growth, but it is not the end goal. What truly matters is what they choose to do with that regret. Some will harness it as motivation to heal, change, and evolve, while others may struggle with guilt, fear, and uncertainty, unsure of how to make things right. It is essential to acknowledge that their journey is theirs alone. You cannot force them to see the truth before they are ready, nor can you carry the weight of their lessons for them. Your role is not to wait in suffering, but to continue expanding, evolving, and stepping into your own divine power. The twin flame journey is not about waiting for someone else to catch up. It is about aligning with your own soul's purpose and allowing divine timing to bring everything into alignment naturally. If you sense their regret, acknowledge it, but do not allow it to dictate your happiness. You are complete, whole, and valuable with or without their validation or recognition of your connection. True union is not merely about being together in a relationship. It is about both twins reaching a place of self-awareness, emotional healing, and spiritual balance. Trust in the divine process. Have faith in the higher purpose of your connection. And most importantly, trust in yourself. Whether they return or not, your journey is leading you exactly where you are meant to be. Keep moving forward with confidence, knowing that every step you take is unfolding according to divine order. Your growth is not just transforming your own life, it is also serving as a guiding light, awakening your divine masculine to their highest potential.